What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Benchwarmer Sports. I apologize for not uploading the last couple of days. A lot of stuff has been going on behind the scenes that has taken up a lot of my time, and I apologize if I'm going to be stumbling over my words today because I am running on about 3.5 hours of sleep. So please cut me a break for this one. But in today's video, I'm just going to be giving you guys my thoughts and opinions. I know it's a bit late about some Cleveland Browns news that has happened over the weekend, which has been absolutely fun to see as the Cleveland Browns made it official today on Tuesday that they have traded for ZaDarius Smith, the defensive end from the Minnesota Vikings. This dude is an absolute beast. I know you guys have probably seen other people's videos about him. Four-time Pro Bowler, an All-Pro, just an absolute unit. Had 10 sacks last year. He is 30 years old, but as the Browns needed somebody on that defensive line, especially to create some pressure, get somebody on the opposite end of Myles Garrett, to just really be productive. And it's not that the Browns have lacked, have not tried to figure something out opposite Myles Garrett. I feel like that's a narrative that's been pushed that really isn't true. I know a lot of people have been talking about like how Myles Garrett's kind of being let down by the Cleveland Browns. At least I've seen some people try and make that argument, which to me doesn't really make any sense or it doesn't hold any merit because the Browns have tried to find some people to put on the opposite side of Myles Garrett. I.e. Olivier Vernon in 2019. He was supposed to be a really good addition to the team. We traded him for I think Kevin Zeitler, I want to say, or Jabril Peppers, one of the two. I think it's Kevin Zeitler, but we got him in 2019. Then that didn't work out, so in 2021 we got Jadeveon Clowney. It worked out for the 2021 season. He had 9 sacks, and then last year it didn't really work out too well. But I would dare to say that ZaDarius Smith is better than both Olivier Vernon and Jadeveon Clowney. The guy is just a proven unit on the field, and especially on that defensive line. Just an absolute mauler, can get to the quarterback. The only issue that I got with him right now, at least two issues that are kind of minute. Maybe one is, but not the other. But he is 30 years old, so he's not going to be signed for a long-term deal, which is kind of a bummer. His contract is up at the end of this year as well. So if they want to sign him back, they're probably going to have to figure that out and do some contract reworks, probably with Myles Garrett in the future. So that could pose a challenge as well. And also, he had a little bit of a knee injury last season, kind of hindered his play a little bit. So hopefully that's not anything too lingering for this season. But in other words, I mean, this trade is exactly what the Browns needed up front. I did feel like after the draft was over, we were still kind of missing a little bit of a piece under the edge. I don't know if I was that comfortable with Obo Okoronkwo being the defensive end opposite Myles Garrett. But now that you have ZaDarius Smith on that edge as a wide nine with Jim Schwartz's technique on the defensive line, you have Siaki Ika up the middle, who's by all reports has had a pretty decent showing at rookie minicamp. Dalvin Tomlinson, the big acquisition in free agency, who can also plug up the middle. And also, there's been rumors, I've seen a report or two about, the Browns may put ZaDarius Smith as a defensive tackle, which I don't know if I would, really do that, but that's a report that I saw that could, very well be the case. They could have him as a defensive tackle alongside with Dalvin Tomlinson, and then have Obo Okoronkwo as your defensive end. I mean, they have a lot of pieces and parts that they can do now, and I think that is what the biggest thing that really speaks to me about this trade is that finally, after a long while, the Cleveland Browns have depth on that defensive line because last year and 2 years ago, we really didn't have any depth at all on the defensive line, and injuries were a really big problem as well. But now when you have ZaDarius Smith, Dalvin Tomlinson, Siaki Ika, Myles Garrett, Isaiah McGuire, who they just drafted, who looks really good. You know, Alex Wright, Perion Winfrey, if he can, you know, stay out of trouble, he can be pretty decent. You know, maybe Jordan Elliott can take a step up this year. You know, and Isaiah Thomas too, who I thought looked interesting last year. I'm really keen on him. I think he showed some flashes and some promise as a rotational player for the Browns. But for the first time in a long time, the Browns have a lot of depth on that defensive line. The only thing that I'm kind of concerned with this offseason is that we really haven't had a solid linebacker that we have drafted or we have signed in free agency. So that is unfortunate. I still think that the linebacking position is weak. So, I mean, we've already gone on this channel about how the Browns really don't, you know, put that much emphasis or much importance on linebackers. But, you know, if you look at their defense, they just absolutely reworked it this offseason. You know, a brand new defensive line, you know, a couple of additions in safety with Juan Thornhill, you know, and then you get Martin Emerson Jr., Denzel Ward, Greg Newsome, you know, Cam Mitchell, perhaps possibly AJ Green's coming back. The Browns' defense looks pretty solid on paper, and that is another thing I really want to talk about. Is that a lot of people have been going on recently about how the Browns are the champions of the offseason and that people should be excited and everybody should be going like, "Oh my God, the Browns are going to go 13-4 with this roster or whatever." Please, please, please take it from a true and diehard Browns fan. Just please don't buy into the hype just yet. You can be excited for the team. You can be excited for the football season to, you know, start soon. I mean, we only got like 2.5 months until the first preseason game on August 3rd. You know, training camp's going to start a week earlier than usual because of that Hall of Fame game. Um, but yeah, I've seen a lot of Browns fans try and, like, you know, drum up support, drum up hype, and a bunch of other things like that. And I just need to tell everybody who's a Browns fan, and, you know, just an NFL fan in general, if you're a fan of any NFL team, you know, just temper your expectations because you're gonna get disappointed if they fall short. And, you know, it's best to just let it all play out because we still don't know how this team's gonna look by the end of training camp and the end of preseason. So anything can happen. You can be excited about the moves. I sure am. But let's just hold our horses about 13-4 in Super Bowl for the time being. But I also did want to talk about the rumor going around that I think apparently from, I think it's called Sports Keen. I don't know if it's an Indian sports Twitter account, but it is a sports Twitter account, and supposedly they came out with a report today about the Cleveland Browns and the Los Angeles Chargers are the two quote unquote front runners to sign Ezekiel Elliot. I think I'm good on that, to be honest with you. I don't really see what Zeke can give you that, you know, you probably won't be able to get from, say, Jerome Ford or John Kelly if he's the third back, or Demetric Felton. You know, Zeke is a pure rusher. He's more of a downhill rusher, just like Chubb. I would I wouldn't do it. I've seen a lot of Browns fans on Twitter today going, wow, a lot of Browns fans just can't see how Zeke fits in this offense or whatever. I'm trust me, I don't care for Zeke Elliott. I don't think that the Browns should go get him. Um, I don't trust the report really at all. I have not seen anybody else except for that one account report that. So it could be totally false. It could be totally true. I don't know. But I've seen a lot of Browns fans commenting on it, picking it up, trying to, you know, drum up rumors. Let me tell you, please, I do not want Ezekiel Elliott on the Browns. I'm perfectly fine with Jerome Ford as our second back, or John Kelly, or whoever the hell it's going to be, Demetric Felton, or Jakeem Grant. I don't give two hoots. I mean, I think Jerome Ford is going to be just fine. He showed promise. He showed some flashes last season when he has the opportunity to. But yeah, I'm not that big of a I'm not that high on Zeke Elliott coming to the Browns. Could be totally bogus. I don't know, but I thought I just had to make my opinion known for that because I've been seeing a lot of Browns fans talk about that, and not necessarily a fan of that move if that is perhaps the case. But yeah, no, I mean, just to recap here, ZaDarius Smith, awesome acquisition for the Browns. You know, the defense on paper right now looks really scary. And, you know, for the first time in a while, I think the Browns, on paper at least, can have a top 10 defense. Um, Especially if that front seven can do some damage. You know, the front line hopefully can, you know, get some sacks. I mean, Myles Garrett had 16 sacks last season, and I don't think anybody else had more than 3 on the defensive line. But totally revamped defense. You know, now then you have the offensive acquisitions of Cedric Tillman, who by all accounts, by what I've seen, the dude looks like a stud. Supposedly from the reporters who are there, they said he passes every single eye test, and he just looks so good. Some people have been, comparing him to prime Josh Gordon, which if that is the case, if we can get prime Josh Gordon, oh my god, or anything close to that, oh my god. I'm not, if we had 2012 Josh Gordon who was buzzed out of his mind, smoking that Zaza, if we could get anything close to Josh Gordon on this team as a receiving core, and most importantly, if Deshaun Watson can go back to his Houston form, oh my god, oh my god. But that's all if. That's all ifs. That's the key word in those statements right there. But Cedric Tillman looks really good. I know I've heard DeJuan Jones has struggled in rookie minicamp, especially with his weight and conditioning. My only thing is that it's going to take some time. He's not going to start right away, so it's not that big of a deal. But if it's a deal, if it's an issue going forward, then yeah, it's probably going to be an issue. But then you got Elijah Moore. His acquisition as a slot receiver showed some promise. This team looks good on paper. This team looks really good on paper. I'm not going to get too excited, though, because my heart's been broken way too many times. And I'm just letting you guys know. My heart has been broken way too many times with this team. You get excited. You go 13-4, 12-5. This team's going to be really good. And then stuff happens. And they end up going 7-10 or 6-11. I'm just saying, please temper your expectations. But right now, the Browns look very good on paper. But temper your expectations. We need to see how everything plays out. We still got a lot of time left. A lot of time left until week 1 against Cincinnati here at home. Alrighty, that's going to do it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. And if you are new and you like this type of content, hit that subscribe button. Hit the like button on this video. It helps out in the algorithm. Also, if you guys are feeling extra generous, there's my Cash App at the bottom of the screen. It's the perfect way and the best way to donate to the channel if you're feeling like it. All proceeds will go to upgrading the quality of the content here on this channel. I'm trying to get some new microphones for vlogs and interviews. I'm trying to get a new webcam for your guys's for the quality. I'm trying to get a green screen. Trying to do some more stuff here on the channel. So if you guys are feeling extra generous, there's the Cash App. It's the best way to donate to this channel. Thank you to everybody who's already donated to the Cash App. You guys are absolutely insane. Thank you guys so much for your support. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, so if you guys have not subscribed yet, once again, hit that subscribe button, turn the bell on so you guys are notified when my videos are up or if I go live for my live streams. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. I'm going to go to bed because like I said, running on 3.5 hours of sleep, I'm not doing too well, so I'm going to take a nice power nap, and I hope to see you guys all in another video. Take care.